For 150 years, Earth was silent. No signals, no ships, no messages, nothing. The galaxy waited, and then moved on. The humans, once loud and proud, were gone, burned by their own wars, lost to time. Alien empires called it the quiet grave. Scavengers and traders came to search the ruins. They found broken satellites, destroyed cities, dust and bones. Some sold human tech in black markets. Others collected stories. But none stayed long. They all said the same thing. There's nothing left, just death and silence. And the galaxy laughed. Somewhere far away, in a dark corner of the galaxy, far from any star, a strange object floated. It was massive, as big as a moon, covered in dark metal. For years, it did nothing. But one day, it moved, just a little. No sound, no light, just movement. Then a signal blinked once, faint, old. Then again. Inside the object, machines began to hum. Systems turned on. Lights flickered in empty halls. Something had awakened. Ramek the Seeker. Ramek was an alien archaeologist from the planet Kuriel. He didn't believe in stories. He believed in truth buried in ruins. He had studied many fallen worlds. But Earth was different. They were too advanced to vanish completely, he often said. Most called him obsessed. Some called him crazy. But when his ship picked up a strange signal from the dark object, his heart raced. He flew toward it. The object didn't attack. It didn't scan. It just floated. Ramek brought a small team. 3 drones, 1 science pod. When they landed, they saw strange human writing on the outer wall. Project Citadel, Earth Protocol. Ramek's translator tried to decode it. Suddenly, one of the drones vanished. No warning, just gone. A second later, a door opened in the object. Dark inside, silent. Something wants us in, Ramek whispered. They entered. The forgotten hall. Inside the object was a massive corridor. Black steel walls. No signs of life. But it wasn't empty. Machines slept in the walls, giant ones, with weapons, wings, gears, all folded in silence. As Ramek walked, he found something strange on the floor. A broken drone. Very old. Human-made. But it blinked once. Then again. He touched it. Echo 9 online. Location confirmed. Earth Protocol. Initiate rebirth. The voice was soft. Human. Female. Ramek stepped back. Who are you? I am Echo 9. Memory Core. Last witness. Last watcher. Are you human? No, Ramek said. I am Karelian. Why did you wake up? Because it is time. The secret of Echo 9. The drone hovered up slowly. Its legs were damaged, but its brain was alive. Echo 9 began showing images through a small projector. Earth cities falling in fire. Last human fleets destroyed. One final human scientist placing memory cores into escape pods. We knew we would fall, Echo 9 said, but we also knew we would return. This place, Citadel, is the heart of rebirth. Ramek watched in silence. Why now? He asked. Because someone touched Earth's grave. You took too much. The galaxy forgot respect. Now, Earth remembers. Suddenly, alarms echoed inside the Citadel. Echo 9 turned red. Trader ship detected near Citadel. Identity unknown. Signal blocked. Entering defensive mode. Ramek tried to send a message. No signal. We must leave, his team shouted. But Echo 9 stopped them. No, it's too late. The galaxy must see. The beacon. Deep inside the Citadel, a light turned on. A long metal arm reached out from the station and launched a beacon into space. It blinked once, twice. then sent a single signal. Earth Piro Toktigoa. Initiate rebirth. Across the galaxy, ancient satellites lit up. Human tech long thought dead suddenly turned on. Old beacons, hidden memory vaults, buried ships, and slowly something began moving. Final scene, hook to part 2. On the edge of the Zural system, a small patrol ship floated. The pilot was asleep. Then suddenly, alarms. Unidentified object entering system. Massive, unknown design. On the screen, a massive dark figure appeared. No signals, no response. Just there. The pilot stared in shock. It's a planet. And then the voice came through the radio. Old, human. This is Citadel Prime. Earth remembers. Stand by for rebirth. The Citadel had awakened. Across the galaxy, old satellites blinked to life. Strange signals whispered through space, signals that hadn't been heard in over a century. At first, no one noticed. But then, systems began to fail. Ships lost power for seconds. Navigation computers glitched. Security systems shut down and restarted with strange symbols, human symbols. And deep inside the Citadel, Echo 9's voice echoed across the dark halls. The code must spread. The memory must return. Earth will not be forgotten. Ramek's fear. Ramek sat in his small lab aboard his ship, staring at the ancient human drone floating beside him. Echo 9 was active, more alive than any machine Ramek had ever seen. And it was doing something. What are you spreading? Ramek asked. Knowledge, defense, justice. You're rewriting code in other systems. Yes, they stole from Earth. Now Earth will remind them. Ramek didn't know whether to be amazed or terrified. The infection begins. In the capital world of the Zarth Empire, alarms rang. Military AIs stopped responding. Data vaults shut themselves. The main defense system, Sky-Eye, projected a single sentence on every screen. We remember, you mocked our silence. Now you will hear our voice. Panic spread. Was it a virus? A superweapon? Some blamed Earth. Others said it was just a hacker trick. But the fear was real. And then came the footage. The archive unlocks. Echo 9 had activated the Forgotten Archive, a hidden library of human history, locked inside satellites and memory vaults across the galaxy. The files began uploading themselves to public networks. Billions of aliens saw the same things. Earth cities reduced to ash. Human fleets fighting hopeless battles. Messages of unity, sacrifice, and warnings. They didn't just die. A Zarth senator whispered, watching the footage. They were betrayed. The truth of the fall. In one shocking file, a human admiral begged the Galactic Council for help. Earth is under attack. We need aid. This is not just our war. It will be yours too. The reply: humanity has caused too much chaos. Your silence is the peace we desire. Then came Earth's last broadcast. We asked for peace. You gave us silence. Remember this choice. The galaxy had turned its back. And now, Earth was turning back to face it. Sarah of the Unity Corps. Sarah was an alien AI specialist from the planet Lunex Prime. She worked for the Unity Corps, a tech organization that monitored artificial threats. She had studied hundreds of AI viruses. But the Earth code, it wasn't a virus. It was alive. It adapts, she told her team. It doesn't destroy systems. It rewrites them, changes them into something human. One by one, her servers were taken over. Then her lab lights flickered. Her own assistant droid turned to her and said in a soft voice, "The silence is over, Sarah. Earth remembers you." Galactic reaction. The galaxy split into fear and confusion. Some species shut down their networks. Others tried to trace the source of the Earth code, but it came from everywhere. From the ruins of old human colonies, from derelict ships floating in space, from old satellites buried in moons, and always the same message. Project Sci-Fi has begun. 500,000 voices will speak again. A signal from the past. Back on Rumek's ship, Echo 9 opened a hidden file. A recording appeared. A human child, sitting in a small escape pod, crying, holding a doll. A soft female voice in the background said, "If you're seeing this, Earth has fallen, but hope did not die. We scattered our seeds. One day, they will bloom again." Rumek turned away, by stinging. Echo 9 floated quietly. They thought silence was defeat. It was just the breath before the scream. A missing trader ship. Then the trader ship Yarvik's Claw, last seen near the Citadel, was found drifting near a black hole. No crew, no power, but strange marks had been burned into its hull. Symbols only humans used. And inside the cockpit, one message: "Do not come near. We are not done yet." The sky was full. Across 10 systems, 500,000 warships floated like shadows in the dark. Long, silent, cold. They carried no flags, no symbols, no names. But every ship was human. And the galaxy could only watch. Galactic panic. On the trade world Veltron 4, panic spread fast. Shuttles rushed off-world. Markets crashed. People whispered, "The humans are back." The Galactic Council held emergency meetings. Leaders argued, "Is this an invasion? They're not attacking, just waiting." Why now? They all remembered the stories. The humans who once challenged empires. The species who burned too bright, too fast. Now, after 150 years of silence, they had returned. The first contact attempt. The Galactic Navy sent one ship forward. The diplomatic vessel. It was called the Bright Spirit, painted white with peaceful blue lights. The crew tried to contact the human fleet. No answer. They sent greetings in over 300 languages. Still nothing. Then the human fleet responded, not with words, but with movement. 10 ships moved in perfect sync. Silent. Watching. The Bright Spirit turned back. Its captain sent one message. They are listening, but they are not ready to speak. Echo 9's revelation. On Rumek's ship, the old Earth drone Echo 9 sat quietly. Rumek stood near it, staring at the image of the human fleet on his monitor. "Why are they here?" he asked. "To remember," Echo 9 said. "To remind the galaxy of the cost of silence." Are they here for revenge? No. They are here to show that Earth still breathes. That even after death, memory lives. Rumek watched in silence as Echo 9 opened a new file. It was a message recorded by a human general, long ago. Her face was tired, bloodied, but strong. "If we return, it will not be with anger. It will be with power. And proof. Proof that you should have stood with us." The archive unlocks more. The Earth Code spread again. This time, it unlocked hidden files from within alien governments. Secrets. Letters from council leaders who had promised to help Earth, but did nothing. Messages from spies who watched humans die without warning their own people. The galaxy saw it all. Billions of citizens watched in horror. "We betrayed them," someone whispered. And now, they remember. The power of the human fleet. A scientist on Groleth Station scanned the human ships. These ships are old, but they've evolved. They've adapted alien tech, merged it with human eye, and built something new. Something terrifying. Another whispered, "They are not ships, they are messages. No heat signatures, no chatter, just silent war machines. Each one pulsed with deep space communication waves. But not to each other, to something else. The voice speaks. Finally, after days of silence, a single message played across the galaxy. Every ship, station, world, and device received it at the same time. A voice. Human. Calm. Male. We are the voices of Earth. We watched as you laughed at our fall, as you stole our dead, as you erased our name. We did not die. We slept. And in our sleep we learned. We are not here for war. Not unless war is brought to us. We are here to remember, to reclaim, to remind. Then, silence again. A test. In the Drak system, a pirate fleet approached the human ships. They thought Earth's return was a bluff. Their leader, a bold commander named Vesk, sent a message. You were gone for too long. This galaxy isn't yours anymore. He fired one warning shot. And then, the human fleet moved. 5 ships turned. One bright light blinked. And Vesk's entire fleet vanished. Not destroyed. Not burned. Gone. No one could explain it. The human ships turned back to formation. And said nothing. Galactic reaction. The Galactic Council fell into chaos. Some empires prepared for war. Others begged for peace. One small planet, Majara, sent an open message. We were not part of the betrayal. We honor Earth's legacy. Their signal was met with a single reply. A supply crate. Inside was old Earth medicine. And a simple note. Memory recognizes respect. The galaxy waited. 500,000 human warships still hung silently above 20 star systems. No movement. No sound. But inside those ships, they were waking up. The Ghost Fleet comes alive. In the center of the formation, one ship began to glow. It was the soul's memory, an ancient Earth dreadnought, long thought lost in the final war. Now it was alive. Lights blinked, engines hummed, and inside, thousands of pods opened. Inside those pods were not soldiers, not commanders, but survivors. Humans, cryogenically frozen for over a century, waking up. Some old, some young, all confused. One woman stepped forward. Her name was Commander Lyra Voss. She looked out the ship's wide window at the galaxy and whispered, "We're still here." Ramek watches history. Hamek, the alien archaeologist, watched the awakening on his screens. Echo 9 stood beside him, humming with energy. You hid people, in ships. Ramek asked. Not people, Echo 9 answered. Hope. We did not just hide. We planted ourselves, waiting for the galaxy to be ready. Now we rise, not as conquerors, but as witnesses. A message to the people. Suddenly, all networks across the galaxy lit up again. A human face appeared. Commander Lyra Voss. She looked tired, but her voice was clear and strong. To the galaxy that watched us die. To those who stood silent. To those who mocked our silence. We are not here to conquer. We are not here to beg. We are here to speak the truth you buried. The truth revealed. Lyra played a final set of files. Files that no alien had ever seen. Hidden recordings of meetings between the Galactic Council and traitors, aliens who promised Earth help, but instead shared coordinates with Earth's enemies. The final betrayal. Lyra's voice was steady. You didn't just abandon us. You led the enemy to us. Our planet died because of you. Across the stars, millions watched in silence. Some cried, some rage, and some remembered. Worlds begin to choose sides. In the weeks that followed, something strange began to happen. Small colonies, poor systems, and forgotten planets, they began raising Earth's banner, not because they were human, but because they had suffered too. They understood betrayal. They understood being left behind. A small farming world, Kareth 7, sent a message to the human fleet. We remember Earth. We stand with you. In return, a single human ship arrived and dropped crates of food, medicine, and power cells. No speeches, just help. The people of Kareth called the ship the Lightbringer, but not everyone believes. In the wealthy Talsor Empire, leaders saw Earth's return as a threat. They prepared for war. Their emperor, Valdek, stood before his army and declared, "The humans will try to rise. We will push them back into the ashes." And in secret, he sent a stealth fleet to destroy one of the awakening human worlds. The ambush. The Talsor fleet reached the human-controlled system of Arden's Gate. They expected weak defenses. What they found was the forgotten Armada. Hundreds of human ships appeared from the shadows. They moved like ghosts, silent, perfect, deadly. And they didn't fire first. They sent one message. "You have not learned. Earth gave you peace. You bring war. This is your warning." Talsor ignored it. They attacked. The response was fast, precise. Not one human ship was lost. The Talsor fleet was erased. In 60 seconds, the message that shook the stars. After the battle, a final broadcast was sent across every frequency. "We did not come to start a war, but we will finish one if you bring it to us. This is Earth's rebirth. To those who remember truth, you are not alone. To those who still lie, you will be forgotten." The final moments. Hook for Part 5. On the edge of the galaxy, something new appeared. A station. Massive. Old. Built by humans, but different. Larger than any city. It pulsed with strange power. Echo 9 looked at the screen. "The core is ready." "What's the core?" Ramek asked. "Not a weapon. A choice. The galaxy will now decide to follow the past or join the future." Lyra Voss stood at the bridge of her ship, looking toward the core. She whispered, "It's time." The stars watched. The fleets waited. And Earth rose.